years ago, we lost Betsy Palmer. So,
Yeah.
personally, how do you think she did portraying Mrs. Voorhees, and how was she, like, how was it working with her?
I didn't do a lot of work with it because I handed in the final drafts and I went to the set only once. I couldn't afford to be on the set because I still needed money to live, so I was back
Right.
working in Connecticut. Um, but I did go. If I remember correctly, Estelle Parsons was originally supposed to do that role, and then there was at the last minute there was some kind of conflict where she had to do something else instead. And so Sean said, "Come on, we're going to go meet Betsy Palmer." So I drove with Sean over to Betsy Palmer's house, which was fairly close to both of us, and I met her in her house, and she greeted me with great warmth and effusiveness and said, "Oh, I love your screenplay. It's such wonderful grand guignol." And having a master's in theater, I knew that grand guignol was that French sort of horror plays where they had blood dripping from every part of the stage.
Oh my
And so that made me feel great. And then, of course, fast forward to when she did I guess it was the Warner Brothers version of whatever the add-ons to the DVD. And she said, "I've read this." She said this in an interview. "I read the screenplay, and it was a total piece of shit." Um, and so when I was on a panel with her once, I said, "Betsy, you know, you came on so wonderfully to me and said it was great grand guignol, and then you said it was a piece of shit." She said, "Well, I needed a car,"
Right.
and so she said, "I didn't want to lose the job." But I loved her dearly, and I think her performance. I'm so glad. That's one of those things about fate. Um, I'm so glad it was she and not Estelle Parsons because, boy, did she get it. I mean, she
Yeah.
just she went in there and she wasn't phoning it in. It was real. And
Right.
when in that moment where she said, he wasn't a very good swimmer, and I just went, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the woman was a consummate actress, and I think she's one of the reasons that Friday the 13th was as successful as
Of
it was.
course. She when that whole story when she gave the story about Jason, it gave me chills just seeing how it was like you understood her grief and you felt that she has this grief that happened all these years ago and she still has the grief that she misses her little boy.
And that's not easy to do with that few words.
Yeah.
That's a consummate actress who can do that.
Of course.
As my actor friends tell me, it's what's important is what you do between the lines.
Yeah.
And she just filled up moments and the silences and
Definitely.
and when she vocalized Jason, "Kill him, Mom,
Yeah.
kill him." Oh God.
It was phenomenal. You could tell that like when you see her, she is grieving her son. She's crazy, but she doesn't care. She just wants her son back.
And she wants payback.
Exactly. She wants to avenge her son's death. That should
and
have
also,
never happened.
I mean, in her favor, she's protecting future generations.
That's true too. Can you give us any thoughts or insights on your experience working on Friday the 13th? Any thoughts you haven't talked about now? Anything? Any experiences?
Not really. I mean, it was a really insecure time financially and every other which way because there I was working on spec in the hopes that Sean would be able to raise the money.
Right.
And so there was no promise of cash, and not until way after I'd done a first draft. So it was not a wonderful time until I started getting paid.
Right.
But it was fun for me because I'd always been. I got to use all the terrors in my own life, and because I used all of my nightmares, all of my terrors as a child in the thing. I mean, I was always looking under my bed for somebody under there until I was about 11 or 12, and so I put somebody under the bed. And notwithstanding that Mrs. Voorhees was superhuman to be able to put an arrow up through the springs, the mattress, his spine and out his chest. But hey, you know, and getting an axe in the face was certainly I wasn't afraid of getting an axe in the face, but I didn't want somebody to punch me in the face. I thought that was terrible. So I said, what's worse than a fist? An axe. Okay.
That is true.
And
That's very
of course, Tom Savini made all that stuff work incredibly well.
Yes.
It was a team deal.
To hear the rest of my interview with screenwriter of Friday the 13th, 1980, Victor Miller, you can order my book, The Ultimate Slasher Movie Encyclopedia. For details on when the book is released, please like my fan page on Facebook at www.facebook.com/smccoyauthor.